Welcome to Face Your Fears, Claim Your Destiny Soul Therapy. My name is Sarah, and I'll be your host. The Great Judgment is clearly upon us. The Great Division is crystal clear. To the awake, welcome, Light Warrior. To the woke, welcome to your recruitment into your initiation. To the completely asleep, fantastic. Greenhorns aren't MK'd yet. It'll be easier for you to receive insight and wisdom. This channel is created through peace, love, forgiveness, and compassion. Oh, to the beautiful trolls, you are the most welcome. It'll be probably an uncomfortable experience for you, unless you're trolling with the secret intention of learning something. For the light will always illuminate the dark. Cheers to hoping you'll realize you've been rooting for the wrong team. The great shift is upon us. We're not the same people we once were. The tolerable is becoming completely intolerable, in my opinion. The silenced are seeking the truth and finding their voices. Picking and choosing our daily battles is no longer choices, but truly it's a means of survival. The initiation is about reclaiming the power of our voices, realizing some situations no longer deserve our time, energy, and focus. Today, we are covering Help by the Beatles. I'm really excited to cover this one because if you want the truth, this is like the first video I was going to do was going to be, what was it? Piano Man. Because Billy Joel's awesome. Who doesn't want to hear Piano Man, right? It's Tuesday. I was feeling it. I'm like, yeah. And I attempted to record that 2 or 3 times, and then my dog saw a cat out the window, started freaking out, barking everywhere. Cats started hissing. It was like all this chaos, right? So I'm like, something doesn't want me to cover Billy Joel Piano Man, because I guess I'll probably do that tomorrow. And I'm like, okay, no, I'm going to cover the Kinks. I'm definitely covering the Kinks. Lola by the Kinks, because that has a funny memory attached to it for me regarding my parents. Like my mom was like, that was me and your dad's love song in high school. And my dad definitely didn't sign up for that, because when you break down the lyrics to that song, you're like, maybe you thought it was, Mom, but Dad definitely wouldn't have agreed with you. Kind of like My First Love and our agreed to love song was Pantera, Planet Caravan. But in my head, with my friends, our love song was Sade, Ordinary Love, which Chris would have never agreed to. Anyway, so let's go through. We'll start with the lyrics, and then we'll go through some fun facts. I chose the Beatles' Help because no matter how many times I tried to make a video, there was a dog barking or a sound, or my phone rang twice, and then I got a text, and it was just nonstop. And in my head, I literally was like, I need help. And then I heard, help, I need somebody, help, not just anybody. And I was like, oh my God, it must be Johnny. Mr. John Lennon is like, Sarah, you need help. So I'm covering Help. So here's the lyrics. I need somebody, help, not just anybody, help. I need somebody, or sorry, let's try this again. I really need help. Okay, the Beatles, Help. I need somebody, help, not just anybody, help. I need someone, help. So much younger than today. I never needed anybody's help in any way. Now these days are gone. These days are gone. I'm not so self-assured, and now I find I've changed my mind and opened up the doors. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please help me? In oh so many ways, my independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. I know that I just need you like I've never done before. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please help me? When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone. I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind and opened up the doors. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please help me? Help me, oh. I find that really interesting. I'm going to give you the facts, and then we're going to go back to why I find that so interesting. Okay, so here's some facts. This song is the title track both to the album and to the eponymous film, the second of the band's films. The lyrics of this song represent John Lennon's stress because of the quick rise to fame. In 1980, John told Playboy, "I was fat and depressed and I was crying out for help." John Lennon wrote this song as a slow one, but the tempo was changed during production for the sake of being commercially friendly. In the film Yellow Submarine, young Fred knocks on the Beatles' door and says, "Won't you please, please help me," quoting some of the song's lyrics. Deep Purple recorded a cover version of Help for their demo in 1968. The song Help helped Deep Purple win a record deal. Help is placed at number 29 on the list of 500 greatest songs of all time, according to the Rolling Stone magazine. All right, so we're going to go back to these lyrics because, okay, if you listen to the song, which I'm sure most people have, if you haven't, please listen to Help by the Beatles. So you listen to it, and I really don't think I've ever heard it. Like, reading the lyrics, I'm going, what? This isn't even the same song. Because when you hear it, it's like, it was upbeat. You're just like, you can't, if I hear it, you're dancing. You're kind of snapping your fingers, your body's moving, and you're singing. But you don't even realize what you're singing. Like, somebody's singing, "Help, help me, help, help me," and you're not hearing it. You're just dancing away, and that kind of seems like the way life is, right? Like, somebody can be screaming for help, and you're just like, "Yeah, it's all good, it's all good." And it's like, kind of, I just see a lot of irony with this song after reading the lyrics, because had all the instruments been completely different, had the tone been different, the rhythm been different, had it been like a lower, slower, if we go like, I need like, listen this song, let's listen to the lyrics. So the way it's sang, it sounds like this: "I need somebody help, not just anybody help. I need somebody help." And that goes, "So much younger than today. I never needed anybody's help in any way." And it's kind of like this high little boppy kind of thing, right? But when you read the lyrics, I'm going to read it the way I'm hearing it, okay? I need somebody help, not just anybody help. I need somebody help. So much younger than today. I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone. These days are gone. I'm not so self-assured. And now I find I've changed my mind and open up doors. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down and I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? In oh so many ways, my independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. I know that I just need you like I've never done before. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down and I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now, these days are gone. I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind and I've opened up the doors. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down and do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? Help me, help me. Oh, help me. Okay, so when you read it with that tone, to me, I'm seeing someone in a therapy office begging, "I need help. I'm falling. I need help. I need help," right? And is that like, did we miss the message this whole time in this song? Because I would like for you after this to put this song on and see what your body naturally does. It naturally starts dancing, right? And that I find kind of creepy. Like I'm feeling kind of disturbed by that, So if I go to comments, sorry, I need a drink. I'm really thirsty. Strawberry water forever. I know, bad joke, bad, right? Okay, so if I go to comments, I want to see if anybody mentions how desperate the lyrics sound. I'm really curious because I never ever, until this morning, till I was breaking it down, I'm like, whoa, this is to me like a desperate song of somebody like screaming for help. Yeah, everybody seems to find it a fun song. Like it's at dances, it's on commercials. I don't know. It's just I never looked at it as such a sad song like I do right now, right? Um, and then if you look at the music video, okay, vape break. If you look at the music video, Ringo Starr is actually holding an umbrella as he's drumming. Like, so he's only drumming with one hand, right? An umbrella. Like, the Beatles had symbology in everything. And I think John Lennon had a huge part to do with that. But think of the umbrella, it's a shelter, right? So, and if I go back to like what people thought about him and the umbrella, or comments about the umbrella, right? Well, these are comments about the original video, okay? Somebody says the 1% is Paul. Okay, so it says 99% are talking about Ringo Starr and his umbrella. And then somebody else said 1% is Paul bouncing on that hard chair, causing everyone to bounce. Yeah, you gotta watch the video. It's so cute. What else do we have here? Somebody said a tambourine would have done it. I bet you tambourine would have sounded really good in that song for sure. Yeah, there were just so many people talking about Ringo's umbrella, right? Said the creativity of the producers in that era was commendable. Yeah, it was. There was no computer animated stuff. Somebody says they look stoned. Ringo is so cute with his umbrella. See? So cute. But are people realizing that the umbrella is symbolic for shelter? Like help? They think people see? That's matrix thinking. The 3D thinking is, oh, he's so cute with his umbrella. But as a 5D thinker, such as myself, I'm like, whoa, the umbrella is shelter. It's shelter. They need shelter. They need comfort. They need shelter. That's what the umbrella stands for me. And I haven't seen one person mention that. I have no clue. And they're all about Ringo in his umbrella, but the interesting thing is all about, oh, he's so talented playing guitar with one hand. It was symbolic. You know? See, someone said his drumming was the umbrella that helped their music get propelled. That was about it. You know, that's about it. Like nobody's seen past like what is the symbology in the umbrella, right? Yeah. And someone said it's the same umbrella he used in the video for the song Rain. So, you know, that's interesting. So if you think of, let's say, like symbolism for umbrella, I'm going to look that up right now with you guys. So umbrella symbolism, because they were all about symbolism. If you really look at the Beatles, there's a lot of symbolism because John Lennon, he was a man of symbolism. He was just so deep, right? So it says umbrella symbolism. The umbrella usually symbolizes the canopy of the heavens, shelter, and protection. The parasol is a symbol of the sun, and an umbrella is a symbol of the shade. It is often an emblem of power and dignity. Very interesting, right? What is the meaning of an umbrella in your life? A symbol of unification and a sense of feeling protected. An umbrella protects us from heat as well as rain, just as our parents protect us from any harm caused by others. It represents wealth if you are able to shield yourself from the heat of the sun. Furthermore, the symbology of being able to shield oneself from the scorching heat represents protection from spiritual suffering and other harmful forces. Very interesting. I find it very interesting that I knew that that umbrella was symbolic for something. So, like, seriously, is there any? I wonder if there's anything that's not about the umbrella. See, here. Somebody said something. There's an unbearable sadness when I see John singing along with the boys. The Beatles were incredibly gifted, and we hold them close to our hearts. We love and miss you, John and George. Somebody said John was suffering from depression. That is why he wrote this song. And he kind of said that in the interview. There was an interview where he said, that's what he said. It said right here, he said, he told Playboy in 1980, I was fat and depressed and I was crying out for help. So totally correct, right? And somebody said, don't be sad. Remember we are all mortal. The time John and George spent on this earth was a gift to all humans. It's unfathomable everything they accomplished in less than 20 years. Never forget lights that burn twice as bright, burn half as long. I hope Paul and Ringo keep in touch. They both are remnants of history. Oh, absolutely, right? Yeah. Wow. Somebody said, I love how John sees Paul's head trying to pop out for the shot, adjust themselves to let him in, and they share a little smile. Yeah, you got to watch the original video. You really do. That's kind of cute. Like, they're so young, right? And somebody said, nah, he was trying to cover him. Still funny, though. Very wholesome. And somebody else said, that's because they're gay, and I love it. Give me a break. I wouldn't have even read that out loud if I had pre-recorded this, right? Somebody said, and this is true, I agree with this. Ringo is a really underrated drummer. He can play two instruments at the same time. The umbrella and the mental drums, one-handed actually, purely amazing. Every time I see young John Lennon, I can't help but feel an incredible wave of sadness. To think that this young and carefree kid would have probably never thought that the way he died would be his cruel, meaningless assassination. He probably never saw it coming. He probably thought that he'd live a long and happy life with his wife and kids. It's really such a shame that he was taken how he was when he had so much more life left to live. Yeah, that's sad. Somebody said, sad, isn't it? Just shows how precious life truly is. Could be our last day and we'll never realize it. Right? That's what this is about. Somebody also said, truly one of the biggest wastes in musical history. Utterly senseless murder. So preventable. Somebody else said, he was asked in an interview how he thought he was going to die. He said, I'll probably get shot by a nutter. Oh, prophetic. Somebody said I'm not going to read that one. I want to keep this family friendly. Okay, So it goes from this positive thing and people get into like his divorces and marrying Yoko. And it's like, why can't we just keep it in the love vibration? That's what I'm talking about. Like, okay, here's one that's not about their personal life. Says, I seriously wonder if they ever had an inkling fame would kill them someday. It must have crossed their mind. It would be surreal and scary sometimes to be that famous, especially because they seem so normal, but shot out of a cannon. Somebody said easy access to fire guns in the USA was the problem, together with madness. And somebody, finally, how many comments do I have to go through to get to this point? Somebody said, I'm not sure he was carefree back then. The man is literally singing help. That's what I opened up with. Like, that it took going through so many comments to have someone this. And then someone said, I agree. He was from a broken home, was forced to choose which adult to live with as a tween, I believe. No, I think he was like 5. They had fun playing music, but it doesn't mean their lives were full of fun. Exactly, right? Like, exactly. We all have a mask. We all have friends. That's the point. Some people are better with their friends than others, and some people just really like attention. So they're like, "Whoa," and eventually you gotta like get rid of the masks collection altogether if you're just a drama queen, always searching, fishing for attention, fishing for just the spotlight. It gets old. People get tired. Somebody else said he was murdered by the government. Somebody else said he was killed by the CIA. I believe that. I think that that was a mind control. I think that the person who assassinated him, I'm not going to say his name because it's not about him. I think it was an MK Ultra thing. He was mind controlled. That's the thing. Being mind control is dangerous. Somebody said I never listened to them or him again until today, and it's just too sad to contemplate the event, right? Somebody else said dust to dust. And in the small minute of life is where we find significance. Grab it and make it count. See, these are good comments. These are the comments I've been looking for. Okay. What else do we have? Okay, you know what? People are so negative. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what this person's. Yeah. Okay. Because a lot of people are going off. He was a wife beater. He was a wife beater. That's why I'm like not reading it. Right. And finally, someone stood up and said, dude, I'm sick of seeing people only remembering John as a wife beater. He was, but later changed. Right? Like people always say, oh, I've changed. But people want other people to believe how much they've changed, but they won't give anybody else room to change. So it's just kind of funny. It's kind of funny that people, I don't know. Everybody lives in a glass house and everybody seems to be throwing stones, and it's getting tired. That's what this channel is about. It's got to stop. Peace, love, forgiveness, compassion. Come on, how hard is it, right? Really? Let's see if this is a good one. This one said, this was the first song by the Beatles I ever heard, and I still get the same feeling of happiness when I first heard it in my cousin's house for the first time. It's just a beautiful masterpiece that will never get old, right? Someone said this was the first song by the Beatles I ever heard too, but I just now heard it for the first time. Thank you. I just heard it for the first time too today. This is awesome. People are waking up. Yay. Sorry. Yeah. Somebody said, in fairness, I've never seen anyone play the umbrella as good as Ringo, truly valuable member of the group. Yeah, I liked Ringo. It says Ringo is the friend that walks behind when the sidewalk is too small for everyone, right? He was He seemed really humble. He wasn't like an attention hoe. Somebody said, wow, that is relatable and depressing. Aw. And then somebody else said, I am that friend. Somebody else said, poor Ringo. Somebody else said, I'm that friend. Oh no. Same with me. So that's me. That's me. I'm Ringo. See, everybody has something to say about that feeling, right? Being in the shadow. Ringo was in the shadow, but he was very talented as well. Somebody said, my God, I do the same, but I always thought it was polite. Maybe you were either brought up by your mom and dad or dragged up. Right. Somebody else said, I felt that. That's clearly George. He's the most awkward of all, and of course, the better one. Somebody else said, laugh out loud. We never do that to someone in our friend group. We'll walk in the street before we exclude someone. And exactly, that's the way it's supposed to be. Someone said, real men just walk in the grass or street. When excluded, just force yourself into the situation. Somebody else said, damn, I feel like Ringo. And somebody else said, I'm that friend. There's a lot of people saying, I am that friend. Wow. Somebody else said, to be the friend that walks behind, gets talked over, and awkwardly sits in between, but behind two people when the group is sitting in a circle looking for the outside in from the outside in, right? There's always that one person that's like ignored. We got to stop that. It's got to stop. This exclusion has to stop. Someone said, I always like to believe I was John or George, but it turns out I'm Ringo. See, a lot of people can relate to that. Somebody else wrote, Beatles is our inspiration. We ask for help so that you can hear our Brazilian voice anywhere in the world. First Brazilian album released. Okay, somebody was just selling themselves. Anyway. And somebody said, oh, I'm the Ringo of my friend group. Me too. I think I have to change my profile to Ringo Starr. Wow, hey? Very interesting that so many people relate to that feeling. Right? I mean, are you Ringo? Are you John? Are you George? How do you feel? Where do you stand out? I think if I was a Beatle, I'm more John. Yeah, I'm John. I'm the writer. I'm the one that, people either like me or they hate me. Like, seriously. And I'm fine with that. And I told my dad I own that. For the people that can't stand me, well, it's because I'm pretty blunt and I'll tell you how it is. And I'm not here to tell you lies about yourself so you feel better. I'll just be honest with you. So there's people have two opinions of me. They like me or they hate me. I'm an angel or I'm a devil. You know what I mean? So I think if I were anybody, I would be John, because I spent half my life like trying to please people, say what people want me to say, look how people want me to look. And then I just hit a point in life where I'm like, I am not here to please you. I'm not happy. I need to focus on pleasing me finally. And so if I were a Beatle, I think I would be John. Like I was the first to fly the coop. Like I left the family, I moved to another province. I was just the first to disconnect and say, see ya, love you from a distance. Doesn't mean I don't love people. It just means I know my path and I know I have a lot of lessons to learn in life and a lot of exploring to do. And when people love you, they don't hold you back and they don't make you feel guilty for just walking your own path, right? And sometimes that means walking a path alone. People like to get offended. Don't always get offended, right? Some people just need to go on their little soul journey for a bit by themselves, and that's okay. And for the people that love you, they'll respect you for that and give you the space and time you need. So how about in the comment section, why don't you say, if you were a Beatle, who would you be? What Beatle do you think you would be and why? So many people in here seem to feel like they're Ringo. Are you Ringo? Are you the one that's always walking behind in the shadows? Are you John with a strong message and will say it authentically, and 9 times out of 10 is going to offend people, but you take the risk? Are you going to be like Paul and just be a people pleaser and just, kind of like a little puppet, do what you're told to do and just make sure everybody's happy, even though you don't even really know who you are? Because the person that seemed to be like the most authentic was John. That's how I feel. Were you George? George was pretty awesome, right? I like George's personality. George has a cool personality. We always see that's the Beatles. They all had different personalities, and you kind of always need one of each of those personalities in a group, right? So in the comment section, if you could please tell me, if you were a Beatle, what Beatle would you be and why? And tell me, like, after watching the video and seeing the umbrella, do you find that that's a symbolism of shelter and help? Do you agree that the beat and the upbeatness of the song doesn't match the lyrics at all, like at all? I want to know how you feel about that. Has your perspective of the song changed now that we've discussed the lyrics? So we're going to do it one last time. The Beatles, help. I need somebody, help. Not just anybody, help. I need someone, help. So much younger than today. I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone. These days are gone. I'm not so self-assured. And now I find I've changed my mind and opened up the doors. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please help me? Oh, In so many ways, my independence seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then, I feel so insecure. I know that I just need you, like I've never done before. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now, these days are gone. I'm not so self-assured. Now I find I've changed my mind and open up the doors. Help me if you can. I'm feeling down, and I do appreciate you being round. Help me get my feet on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? Help me. Help me. Oh, help me. Wow. So you know what? That's how I felt. I needed help doing this video today. And in the end, I covered Help by the Beatles. Tomorrow, we are doing Billy Joel, Piano Man, because we just have to. It's just what we have to do. Anyway, so you know what? If you need help, you need help. You feel like John when he was writing the song. You just need someone around. But sometimes if you're gonna help somebody, sometimes they just need you to listen. I'm not so good at that. I'm working on that, right? But don't ignore your neighbors. I say it every time. If you see someone struggling, help them. And this song is super suitable for that. Help people. Anyway, if you're going to bed, the sweetest of dreams. If you're still waking up, getting into your day, grand rising. I hope today has just the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful things happen for you, whether it's just a really nice sunrise or a nice sunset or, this beautiful song that a bird makes or just something beautiful. Someone smile at you and a twinkle in their low battery, a great big hug from your child or your grandchild or whatever. Life's beautiful. You just gotta if you don't like the picture you're seeing, you kind of gotta change your angle, right? Like I used to do a lot of photography, and it's true. I can get the most beautiful picture and the ugliest picture from one location. It just really depends on how I look at it, right? So, my lovelies, my soul family, thanks for chiming in. I hope you enjoyed this. Please exercise peace, love, forgiveness, and compassion towards everyone you come in contact with in every situation that may arise. And let's not just be so quick to react and maybe be a little more empathetic and try and inflate people's balloons emotional balloons rather than deflate them and just tear them down. We're sisters, we're brothers, we're all in this together, right? So much love, so much peace for all of you. Let's just go and spread our light and love and make this world a better place, because you know what? You just got to be every day. Today, try and be a better version of yourself yesterday. And tomorrow, try and be a better version of yourself tomorrow than you were today. And if you keep doing that, that's the secret to life. You will be the great change you want to see in the world. And if collectively we all start taking on that way of thinking, then this world will turn around to a better place faster than anybody can imagine. That's all it takes, right? Is we're better in numbers. You have enough people that want to join together and say, hey, I love you, brother, or I forgive you, or I have compassion towards your situation, and that it's just time for overall world peace. And we need to have that high love vibration, and don't worry so much about tomorrow. Just worry about the moment. That's why it's called the present, because it's a gift. Anyway, go shine your light, go shine your love, smile. Make sure you smile 100 times to each time that you frown. All right. We'll check in tomorrow. Have a great day. I want you to please go put on the Beatles, Help, and crank it loud. Crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it. Sing loud. And then if you feel like you need help, call somebody. And you know what? If you really don't have someone you want to talk to, because trust me, it happens all the time. Like for me, I'm like, ugh, they're an idiot. Or I don't they don't have good advice or whatever you feel. There's always crisis hotlines in every town, every city, wherever you are. If you feel down and you really just can't pick somebody you want to talk to, just call a crisis hotline and talk to somebody. There's somebody. There is always somebody. Just like Google it. The town you live in, crisis hotline for, wherever you live. I don't know where you live, right? And comment. And, if you really feel like absolute crap, shoot me an email. Tell me your story. Let's find a song that you can relate to. I'm always here. Tell me how you feel. And then my brain is filled with songs. So I'll be like, hey, your situation really reminds me of this song. Let's talk about it. That's it. So much love to all of you. One step at a time, one day at a time, right? And don't forget, thoughts of the past will always lead somewhere along the lines to depression, and thoughts of the future are 9 times out of 10 always going to lead you to anxiety. Remain in the present. Love you. Bye-bye. Ciao. Ta-ta for now.